Okay, with our walls put together, we have our roof piece that we redesigned. Now this roof, it just sits on top of the walls and we can glue them down. But what's gonna happen if we light this building? Well, all around at the top of the walls on this seam, light's gonna shine through and it's just gonna look really poor. So I think what I'm gonna do to try and eliminate the light leak is I've cut a piece of aluminum foil. I'm gonna glue it to the roof, and this piece is slightly bigger than the roof. So if I fold it up and around, once I install the roof, I should be able to fold the foil back onto the walls, and it'll seal all the way around where the seam is at. So let's go ahead and give that a try and see how that works. So I'm just gonna use a regular white glue to do this. And I'll just put a little on here. It shouldn't take a ton. We'll just spread her on. Try to keep from folding my foil up at all. Trying to keep it as flat as I can here. Now I'll just take my roof. I'm gonna sit it down there as square as I can. And then we can take our edges, we'll fold them up and back. That way we can expose the seam that we need to be able to glue it down. Okay, so that'll give us the edge we need to be able to glue it on. And it shouldn't take that long for this to set up, but I'm thinking I'll let it set overnight. Tomorrow we'll go ahead and install the roof, and we can get close to completing the building. So the first thing we need to do is we've got our windows, a 3-window set and a 2-window set. And we had cut this one down from this to this. Now we're gonna lean back into our old favorites. We have this plastic that we got from the top of an egg carton. And it works really good for glass. And I like using this because I can use just regular crazy glue on this stuff, and it doesn't craze the windows up at all. So let's just go ahead and we'll fit it up here, and we'll just cut us a piece. And because of the design of these windows, it doesn't have to fit perfectly, but I try to get it as close as I can. So we got one piece cut. Lay our other one up here. I'm going to cut this one off. And then trim off the end. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces cut. And we can go ahead and glue these up. We just need to put a couple drops of glue on the backs, and it'll be in place, no problem. So haven't used this glue today, so probably need to clear the nozzle. Here we go. So we're just gonna put a couple drops in. I'll grab a toothpick here. I like to use the toothpick to just spread our glue around. That works pretty good. And as usual, you know, I'm gonna struggle to keep from gluing my fingers together or gluing this doggone thing to me. But just slip it right on here. We got a moment or so, we can move it around a little bit if we need to, but you know, it just sits right on the back and then we're good to go. We got window glass. Drop it on the second one here. Move it a little bit to make sure we're aligned right. And there we go, some window glass. Okay, so the window's taken care of. We want to let those set for just a few minutes, get good and set up. But in the meantime, we can take our backs, the sides of the building. We've got 3 doors on each side. And here's our doors, and these are pretty easy to put in too. Everything fits up so well with Cabrumble's designs. I really enjoyed building his stuff. But just a little drop on here. Same thing on the other. Use the toothpick again, spread it around a little bit. These fit just right into there. Almost glued the toothpick to my thumb there. Okay, so these pop right in nice. These look good. So now we'll get the other side. Set it down. Drop. Drop. So the way these designed these doors, they go in just one way. So you need to look at it and make sure that the side that's flat and even with the raised part of the door, as you can see here, this side is flush, and this side has that little protrusion. So you make sure the flush part is down at the ground, the protrusion going up, and with these surfaces like this will knock out any other light leak you might have on the doors. Spread it around a little bit again. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy the model building side of this. It's kind of fun to put these together. So we've got our 2 sides. Now we're going to go ahead and install the windows. The 3 side. Put those face down. And the windows, you got this big flat on here to put your glue to. So you just put some drops here. The same on the other side. 1 big drop in the middle. Then you can just drop it right into place. It snaps right in. And the 3 side. And these snap on in just nice and easy. So now we got that set up with the 2 windows. 3 windows on this side. Now we do have a bay door we could put in on this side here. But I've been thinking about this, and I'm thinking I may leave the bay door off of this, because then I could take the inside of the building and I could add a scene on the inside here. We could put some posts, yellow posts along here, safety posts. We could put some lines down for a lane of travel. We could 3D print some racks and things to put in here, so that if you had to look in, you can see that there's something going on inside of these. So I'm thinking I may go ahead and leave this off, at least on one of the two buildings I'm making. But we'll just leave this one off for now, and we can always come back later and install it if we decide we'd rather have that on there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get started on assembling all the walls up together and getting this roof on this thing. So we're going to use our super glue. And these are really easy to put together because of the way that Cabrumble designed these. You got a slot for the wall to fit right into, so you're not messing around trying to figure out how to get that 45-degree angle laid up. And this side's got the little tab side on it, so this fits right in. So this will be nice and easy to do. So we're gonna go ahead and put some glue in each of the grooves on this side. And we can get it on this side. I really like the buildings that have this type of connection points. Just makes it super easy to put together, and you don't end up with gaps, and we won't have any light leaks in these corners. So it'll be a much better setup. So to do this, we're just gonna fit our piece in there, and we use our board to help square that side up. Then we get the other side and stick them in there. And then we can use this piece to help us square the building up. Oh, and then I pull it apart. Nice move. All right, come on. So I moved it too soon because I was concerned I was going to glue it to the board here. That's all right. Push the sides up on this here. Yeah, I can get my square. This should be a big help. Just throw a square up there. We can just let that set for just a moment. Glue will set up, and then we can get on and put this roof on. Now the roof previously, we'd taken and put all of the foil on here, we glued it in place. So to get this roof on, we'll just add some glue around the outside edges, get it on there and square it up, and then once we're satisfied with the fit and the placement on this, yeah, it looks like it goes on pretty good too. Then we can flip it over and we'll curl those edges of the foil up and around onto the walls, and it should prevent any light leak at all. So let's just give it just a moment. All right, so our roof's in place now, so we can let that set a few. Then the next step, we'll get some gutters put on here. Got these downspouts. And we've got our HVAC that goes up top. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So now, see here, this on the inside. With this, we could take and turn up all our edges. All right, to glue the foil down, I want to use a little of the white glue. So just put a little on this piece of foil here. And I'll use my glue brush. We turn this upside down. We're just gonna brush a little glue on all these edges here. Okay, so we add some of that. Now we're just gonna take and go around. Just push the edges right on up. See, now our edges are covering all the way around. So when we light up inside here, we won't get any light leaks around these seams on the roof edge. So I think that's gonna be pretty good. In fact, we could test that if I got a flasher right here. Yeah, as you can see with this up in here, you won't see any, you can see the light here, but you don't see anything up shining up around at all. I'd say that's a pretty good method, I think. I think that's gonna work out good. Okay. Now the next thing is we need to get our downspouts put in place. That's a pretty simple task. We'll just put a dot of glue down here. And then to do this, I like to just take just a touch of glue on here. That's kind of a tight fit. I think I might have to file that up just a little bit. Okay. Grab my little round file here. Place. So this afternoon, next time I build one of these, spend some time looking at these downspouts, make sure they're going to fit up right. There. Now we got them on. So I've got an HVAC to go, and we've got the foundation. It's got to fit on here. Okay. HVAC on the top. I'd say we're pretty well done with this building, except for we've still got to get a sign made for this. Okay. So I took and I've set up a little battery, and I hooked up one white LED light, temporarily taped up in there, so we'll test this thing out and see if we get any light leaks. So we'll turn the switch on here. We got our battery going. I don't see any light. We'll turn this other light off to go. Yeah, I don't see some shine for some glue there. We can dull that up. I surely see nothing shining through. So that's awesome. Now the windows, I've taken and dirtied up the windows from the inside. So I used some flat gray primer. And what I did was I laid the building face down, and then from a long distance, a couple of little quick sprays, and let it just kind of rain down on top of the glass. And you can see it just kind of dirties up the glass a little bit, makes it look like something you'd see inside a factory. I did that on both sides. It just kind of makes it a little more opaque. So I'd say this one's a success.